I generally do think most brands should engage with their customers, and even really big ones. I feel like if I'm a Coca-Cola fan and I follow Coca-Cola on Twitter or Facebook, and even if I'm randomly selected like a lottery winner out of all their followers and they just respond to me that one day will mean so much to me as a customer that I will preach Coca-Cola to the world. And so even that tiny little bit of just reaching out and having that openness makes everyone else see, oh my God, these guys might actually tweet me too. Now I really want to pay attention to the brand. It has such effect, and it's a very cheap thing to purchase if you really think about the time it takes to do that. So I don't think that there's really ever a point where a brand is above it. However, I will say that there are certain brands who get themselves into a position where it's very difficult to make that work. McDonald's is a great example. McDonald's tries to do this, and every time they do it, it becomes a big PR disaster because McDonald's is not a quality brand, and everyone has had really bad experiences with McDonald's here in the United States.
Okay.
And so let me just finish the thought. The idea there is that for McDonald's, it might not be a good idea because you can open up Pandora's box and now all of a sudden have a huge PR disaster in front of your face because you tried to engage in the wrong way.
Yeah, telling me, tell us more about McDonald's example.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say? They shouldn't engage with their clients because of their bad background.
I think they should engage with their clients, but they have to be very careful about how they do it because they have done it before. So one of the campaigns they tried running was a hashtag campaign called #McDStories. Specifically, the hashtag was intended to get people to share good stories about their time with McDonald's, or if they were a farmer, how they, their story of farming on the land and how their product ended up in McDonald's stores, as if anyone really thinks that about McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
And what happened was all of the feedback they got was like, I found a syringe in my chicken nuggets, or #McDStories, or woman spit in my burger, #McDStories. So nothing good came of that. It was a disaster, and they tried to.
Bad PR is good PR, right?
I don't think so as much anymore. I know that's an old adage, and it certainly rings true to a certain degree. But I have seen businesses literally shut down that have been, in business for decades because of disasters on social media. So I think now social media has prevented bad PR from being good PR anymore. In a way, sometimes it works. GoDaddy is a good example. If you remember, the CEO of GoDaddy went to Africa and shot a bunch of elephants. He was actually hired by the government to do this, and he went and shot a bunch of elephants, and he put it on video and played it to the soundtrack of AC/DC, and then released it on YouTube. So there was this huge row about how he's insensitive and he's killing animals and he's just glorifying and hunting and blah blah blah, but he has this kind of brand about him where he doesn't really care about that, and it actually potentially boosted their sales because of the attention they got. No one really measured it, I saw, as to whether it boosted or declined their sales. But the thing is that tide has turned now with social media where people are finding that they'll have declining sales. They might even go out of business based on the kind of negative results. And the reason why is because it lives forever. Before, whenever you got bad press on the news, you were just in the news cycle. Maybe within 24 to 48 hours to a week, your story's gone and it's forgotten. It's no longer traceable. But with social media, if a bad blog goes out there, or if somebody screen captures something and decides to use your #McDStories as negative press, like the Huffington Post did, like TechCrunch did, like BuzzFeed did, like the New York Times did, like everyone did, right? That lives on the internet forever. So any potential future customer looking for you is going to find that. So that's why I think the bad press thing has become retracted. Now it's not only good press, you have to generate honesty. You have to, if you're going to really be effective, and Domino's did a really good job of this. Domino's Pizza, they released an advertising campaign based on social media feedback that they got where they said, you know what, we heard your reviews, you're right, our pizza sucked. We're changing everything, right? That was amazing. That was way better than any negative press they could get. That was way better than any paid-for press they could get. That was honest press. That was really taking feedback and changing who you are so that your customers love you more. So these stories are the ones that we try to follow. We learn what really works and how to make the methodology support that within social, and that's really what we're going after. It's never an easy target. It's a long-form game. It takes a lot of work, but if